Hey guys, in today's video I will show you how to properly disassemble and hopefully also assemble the Rec 01 pistol. We decided to do this video because we got a lot of questions from you guys. This video will probably be longer than our usual videos, but it will hopefully show how it's properly done. Like all videos with the disassembly, we will start with tools. So first, of course, you can't do anything without a proper hammer. We'll also need some pliers, maybe needle nose pliers, or if you don't have those, tweezers. We will need two punches. One is 1.4 and one is 1.8 millimeters. That's well, I'll just put the freedom units in the description. You will also need a torque screw to remove the grips, and maybe one flathead screwdriver for prying things and poking stuff. So yeah, I will also be using some machining grease to obviously lubricate the parts and to help it retain some of the pins and stuff that I will need in the assembly. What else you will also need? You will need one table wise. Shit.
Table wise smart table wise table.
Let's start with the disassembly. The first step obviously is safety check. So remove the magazine, lock the slide back and check if the chamber is empty. It is. Now it depends on your safety check procedure. You can press the trigger in the safe direction, but it's not needed for the disassembly of this handgun. You lock the slide back, grab it like this. You have to push it a bit back to engage the disassembly lever. Now the slide should remove, and you only have a couple of parts here. You have the spring and the spring guide rod, the barrel, and the slide. From the slide you can also remove the firing pin. We'll do that now. To remove the firing pin, you will need to first punch out this roll pin. Okay, for the disassembly of the firing pin, you don't need to push this pin out all the way. I prefer to leave it in. But if you decide to punch it out all the way, you need to note that if you see it's a roll pin, this upper part is where the roll has an edge. You see, this part should always be on the top. So be careful when you're putting it back in. This part should be on top, otherwise it can interfere with the proper working of the firing pin. Then you will need to press down the safety latch and the firing pin jumps out. Then you can also remove the safety latch with the spring. Next, we move to the lower frame. First, we'll remove grip panels. Continuing on with the locking block and some other parts connected to it. So first you turn this up, and now you can pull it out, turn it again, and it should pop out. Now the first thing that then goes out is the locking block here, and there's one spring with it. Okay, hope you are following. Now the second thing that you can do, you can use the punch to punch out the trigger pin and remove the spring here. This one is a bit tricky. Oh, the trigger already fell out. I'll just leave it. So this is the trigger connecting rod, and this from the other side was the bolt stop. To remove the trigger spring, you will need to use a punch. You'll have to jam it here into the trigger guide rod and engage the hole like this, so it puts tension on the spring. Now you use the decocker to decock the hammer. And now the tricky part, you'll need to push the spring trigger spring guide rod up and down a bit and move it from the engagement of the hammer. Here, you will see it here. Whoa, that was really smooth. And now the second tricky part, you will need to rotate it in this direction and pull it out simultaneously. That was easy. Great job! Next is the, well, this thingy. So the bolt stop, bolt release, and decocker. To get it off the handgun, you will need to use something like a pry or something to unlock the spring here. Try not to break it. Ah, okay. Okay, you have one spring. The decocker here, and inside of the frame there's this part that holds it. Next is trigger sear. To get it out, first disconnect the spring here. Okay, and use a punch to punch out the spin here. Oh, it just goes freely. Don't have to punch it. Don't punch it. Please, don't use the hammer. Ah, here it is. I don't recommend it, but if you need or want to remove the bolt release stop spring, which is here, you can use the spring from the trigger sear to push it out. You need to find a hole, that's what she said, here in the grip. Adjust it, okay, and push it out. In my opinion, this is the most you should disassemble your handgun at home. I will also show how to remove the safety, how to remove the hammer, and later how to remove the magazine release. But some of the pins here and the springs and the detents are really small, and there is no need to disassemble it other than maybe if it breaks or if you want to replace it with something else. To remove the magazine release, it's really simple. You just need to punch the pin out, but it's important that you punch it from the right side of the right side of the handle out. So you just do it as I do it on the video. Punch and a pair of pliers, and just kidding. I can use a hammer. Okay, so the pin is out, and now all a bunch of parts fall out. That is the easy part. The hard part is to actually put it back together. And now for the safety, it's similar. You need a punch. And now at the back of the safety here, you have a pin that you will need to punch out. It's somewhere. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know where the pin is. So that's the problem with removing the safety. You have a very small pin, and first I will remove this, what is this called? It holds the hammer in, whatever it's called, and the hammer. First I will remove this. And now the second problem is this safety lever here is retained with a spring at detent that makes it click into position. So this is the second thing that you have to be careful of, to not lose it. Ah, okay. Here it is. It didn't fly out, thankfully. And that's pretty much it. The only thing still holding on is this block here that you don't actually need to remove. You just push a pin out, but it's... Oh, no, I forgot this one. So this is the ejector. It's hold on here. But this is the last part that is actually you would need to remove. Ta-da!